Hi, everybody. It's Mike Lesser, Artistic Director of the Playground Experiment, and I'm here with the amazing Robin Fusco, who will be doing our Artist Teaching Artist Piloting Your Pilot 101 workshop. We're super excited. Robin's all the way out in LA, so she's much warmer than we are here in New York.
In my long sleeves.
In her long sleeve. Yeah. We just wanted to just take a few minutes for those of you that are like, what is this Artist Teaching Artist program? What is Robin going to be teaching us? How is she going to enlighten us? And we figured we'd just, and also reintroduce you to Robin, because Robin left us in New York to go to LA a couple of years ago, but we miss her and love her, and we're so glad that she is back to help us. It's good to see you, Robin.
It's so good to see you.
Yay. So just a little feedback for those of you that are watching this. What is Artist Teaching Artist? Artist Teaching Artist is a program we started a couple of years ago where we figure people within our community have specialized skills or things that they're really, really good at. And it's a way for them to kind of help artists within our community, artists teaching artists, but also in a way that's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit not like the teacher is teaching, but we're learning from our peers. We've had amazing ones in the past. And we figure let's start 2022 off with a bang and do something and do some pilot writing. First person I thought of was Robin, because Robin left to go to LA to be a superstar writer. She's gotten 18 Emmys at this point, and
funny.
to be coming soon to a theater near you. So Robin, tell us a little bit about what made you go to LA first. Was it the place to be for writing TVs, basically?
It is, and that's a little bit flexible now, especially with the pandemic. I have friends who aren't in LA who are in rooms and working on shows, but really the WGA West was what I wanted. I wanted the connections and the networking with writers, and I found that I got my MFA in screenwriting and playwriting. It was a dual program, but I found that my love was TV writing. So I decided to just go all in and come out here.
Amazing. So when I asked you, I was like, okay, what can you do for pilot writing? And we came up with this fun title, Pilot 101. I thought it was we brainstormed, it was good. It felt like I was in the writer's room with you. So what can people expect? And it's a 3-hour workshop on everything.
It's a 3-hour workshop, and I'm going to kind of break it into 3 components. I'm not promising an hour each, but everything that we're going to cover. The first one is just going to be generating that television idea, because unlike a play or short film or feature, the thing with a pilot is that not only is that this great 30 or 60 minutes worth of writing, it also has to introduce the world or introduce the characters, show what we call the story engine or the show franchise, which is basically the legs for it to go for 10, 30, 100, 400 episodes. You have to show in your pilot that this idea can sustain it, which is crazy in a sense. It's asking a lot of a writer, especially a writer who is newer to this world. And 10 years ago, they didn't ask writers to do this. You just wrote a spec, you wrote a fake episode, almost like fan fiction of an existing show. You just wrote another episode of that, and that was your sample. But agents and managers couldn't sell that. So now the trend is everyone writes pilots, everyone writes the original. So this is what you're sending to agents and managers. It's what you're sending to production companies. You might be trying to sell it, but it's also what you're sending to showrunners if you're trying to staff or write on their show.
Oh, yourself.
So yeah, so that first part is going to be, is my idea a television idea? And if it's not, how can I build a television idea? The second part is going to be a little bit more of the nuts and bolts. Even though shows are all different right now, there are serialized procedurals, there are episodics, there's dramedy, comedy, drama, all those different things. Yeah, I don't know what comedy was, but that's okay.
It's in there.
Sure. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at like the basic 3-act structure for comedy. Even if you're writing a streamer and you're not going to break it down to acts on the page, kind of how in a film, we all know that 3-act structure, that curve, there's a little bit of a different 3-act structure for comedy. And then for dramas, it's a 5-act structure. So we're just going to talk through those so you have an idea of what's going in there structurally. We'll do a really quick beat just on what it looks like on the page, because You can buy a format book, but just talk through it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we'll spend the last portion of time going, okay, you have the pilot, you've revised the pilot. What the heck do you do with it? How do you get into people's hands? How do you make those connections? What are those other documents you need? The series pitch, the Bible, do you need them? Should you spend time on them? What do they look like? And where might you, as just an individual writer, be able to submit these scripts or send them out into the world, and how? So it's kind of just a crash course overview, and we're going to go through as much as we can.
I love it. I'm like, I did not know all of that, and I just, sign me up. I'll be there. I'm super excited.
You'd better be there.
This sounds like a lot of fun, guys. And if you are watching this because we're sending it to you, or your friend said, hey, look at this video to learn about this class. The class is on Friday, January 21st, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So even if you're in another time zone, you can make sure that you're here at Eastern time. Course is $25 for the 3 hours. Think about all that Robin will be giving you for just $25. It's really simple. And remember, a lot of that, most of that money goes to help pay our artist, and also keep up things like pay for Zoom and that sort of stuff. So $25, join us. If you have any other questions, check us out at thepge.com and sign up. And while you're here, just subscribe to this channel and like the video or any of that sort of stuff. Say bye, and we'll see you shortly.
Bye-bye.
Bye.